Welcome to another FCB Podcast with myself, the fat centre-back, and as always on the desk, Luke Pearson. We don't have Ian Amy Harden, he is away, so it's just the two of us today, and it's just a Premier League roundup of, I think it's game week 4, I believe it is now. So obviously we'll go through the Saturday results, onto the Sunday results. And obviously there's only one place to start on the Saturday results, isn't it? And obviously it's them lot over at Stanley Park, where Liverpool beat Bournemouth 9-0. Obviously, it's a big result to match now the Premier League record, haven't you? I think it was with United and Leicester. Is it something that they shouldn't get carried away with it only being Bournemouth? Or do you think this is something they're going to kick on now?
I mean, it's a bit of both, mightn't it? I think they were due to beat someone, weren't they, quite heavily after the start they've had. But at the same time, Bournemouth is shite. Yeah, they're my pick to go down rock bottom. You know, you have one team every year who are rock bottom, but rock bottom shite. Bournemouth are my rock bottom team this season. I mean, it's not even they just haven't signed anyone really. I think the team's not very good. We got Fulham who've come up and spent money. Forest come up and spent 150 mil. Bournemouth haven't, so it's not on them. They haven't got the money to do it, but it's what a bit of both, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we all had Bournemouth, didn't we, finishing rock bottom, the team. I think even Scott Parker said at the end of the game, didn't he, that we just don't have the quality to compete in this league. So
yeah, they've probably got games there, haven't they? Like certain games where they just go we're not expected to get anything. Anything is a bonus, and it's Liverpool away is one of them games, isn't it? They get beat, and are probably not asked. I mean, probably don't want to get beaten 9-0. It's probably not what they wanted, but it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Klopp said at the end, didn't he, when Scott Parker beat them with Fulham, he played similar formation, so he knew exactly how they were going to set up and how they knew to get in behind them. And obviously,
fuck off, Klopp. Beat them because you've got a better team than them. Don't start making out you fucking out-tacted fucking Scott Parker, lad. Come on.
Well, the main talking point was obviously everyone's got fancy footy. Most people have. Everyone put Salah captain, and he didn't get any contribution at all in the 9 goals.
You see Liverpool win 9-0 and you look at the team, you think Salah hat-trick here, you know. At least hat-trick, but no goals, no assist. I mean, you look who scored: Diaz, Elliott, Trent, Firmino, Van Dijk, own goal, Carvalho. It's mad, isn't it? All the people, and Salah's not even on there, not even an assist.
Yeah, and you're thinking, did you have a bad game? Which obviously we don't watch the full game, but obviously Liverpool fans in the comments and put down he had a good game, a bad game, but he had 2 good chances and one of them literally was a couple of yards out, and he's absolutely...
That was the best as that, don't worry.
Yeah, we all know Joe one, yeah. But yeah, and then he had one in the second half, and I think the ball went over the top, and he's about 12 yards out, and ball's a bit up in the air, and he's put it over the bar there, but their chances Salah takes... Maybe...
In the scheme of things, doesn't really matter. I mean, he's one of them. He'll say he's not asked because the team won and all that, but deep down he'll be fuming he never scored, won't he?
Yeah, especially because obviously they always say the golden boot's not what sort of...
I mean, yeah, it's one of them because he's going to be there at the end of the season, isn't he? Around the top goal scorers, so he'll look back and think, could I got a goal or 2 against Bournemouth? What might make a difference at the end of the season, mightn't it?
Yeah, what was surprising because obviously we always shout Liverpool 7-0. We're like, oh, what that means Salah got? Nothing yet, and everyone's like, well, what's going on here?
Yeah, because we were at footy, we were just watching them. I was just sitting in the changes watching Everton, but then I was like, 7-0, 8-0, 9-0. Fuck off.
I know all the Liverpool fans like, did Salah get anything? I was like, no. It's just, and all the fancy footies went out the window, so we were all fuming there. Another talking point for the Liverpool's obviously Firmino. We seen it from our mates. Assists, hat-trick. Watching it back.
Most fickle bunch of fans I've ever known in my life, lad. Honestly, God.
Watching it back, I'd give Firmino 1 purpose assist. The Harvey Elliott goal.
Yeah.
Harvey Elliott goal. He had no clue where Harvey Elliott was. He miscontrolled it, and it just lands perfect for Harvey Elliott to run on and bury it. Exactly the same with Nunes with Fulham.
Thing is, they'll draw back on him saying, he's whatever, but he's been part of a 9-0 game against the league's worst team. If he goes and does it at, the Emirates or Stamford Bridge or something, fair enough, but he's done it against the worst team in the league at home, and now they're all, Firmino, fuck off, you were fucking slating him last week. When he was at United, you were all saying, he's finished, he needs to go, he's not good enough anymore. I mean, to be fair to some of the lads, they have still said he's not good enough anymore still, but I was arguing with him yesterday, and he'd rather have Firmino than Richarlison. And fucking what a load of shite that is, lad.
It's just evident Liverpool debate, isn't it? Obviously, we're always going to pick Richarlison. They're always going to pick Bobby Firmino. So anyone in the comments below, Firmino or Richarlison? Obviously, Richarlison no longer with us, but we still pick Richarlison.
We're talking about current Firmino versus current Richarlison, by the way. Not who's been a better player over the years, because obviously Firmino was a good player a few years ago, but not anymore. Yeah. Not for me, anyway.
Yeah, right. That's Liverpool covered. The next one is we move on to Man City. What is Man City that bored these days that they have to give people 2-0 leads before they start playing? It's
you know how good Man City are, right? This is what I can say about them. Even when they were 2-0 down, I knew they'd win because they're just that good. They've got so many good players in their team that even if they're 2-0 down at home, you wouldn't bet against them, would you? I wouldn't.
No, even like the bookies, we don't obviously gamble responsibly, but bookies even put down that, even like evens for them, 2-0 down.
Yeah. Well, you've seen Adam Rotherham's bet, haven't you? Adam, you're a knobhead, by the way. So he had City on his bet, and he cashed out for £3 because City were 2-0 down. And it come in the end of the bet, didn't it? You're like, come on, mate. What are you going to do, £3?
How much would he have got?
Only about a ton. What's the point, is it? No. You look at a bet and go, I'm going to cash out for £3, yeah? What are you going to fucking get with £3?
Put another bet.
You're put my head in there, Adam. Don't you know that 2 days later?
Big talking point was obviously Haaland.
Yeah, so he's reached. Is it 5 or 6 goals? 6 goals he's got now, isn't he? He's reached 6 goals quicker than anyone in the Premiership before, apart from Diego Costa.
Yeah, that's an unbelievable stat. And his goals as well, we all know, put the ball in the box, and he's there. One of the ones that was, I think it was his hat-trick, where he's made the arc and run, they've put it through, and he knows the defender's coming to the side of him, and he just literally puts his arm out, just literally, mate, you're not anywhere.
He's so strong, isn't he? Like, he's so fast, so strong at the same time, and I think he's the best young player in the world. People talk about Mbappe. I'd rather have Haaland in my team, not even asked.
Yeah, for me, Mbappe, it's his attitude where Haaland doesn't got.
Yeah, he's just a bellend.
Yeah.
But Haaland seems like he wants to improve. Like, that's why he's moved. Mbappe. It's a different subject, different day. But staying at PSG, I don't get it. One of the worst leagues, isn't it? But yeah, we'll talk about that another day.
Yeah. So there's 3 goals. Obviously, he got the header, great ball by Foden. His second
the movement for the second one, was it, where he pulled Field off the back and just
and he nearly missed because he looked worried when he hit it because he hasn't cleaned it, and like it's a studs or whatever it was, and he anticipates like, oh no, I've missed this. But his third one, to know that a defender be coming into his right and he's already anticipating, and he's able to not knock him off balance and then just calmly just put it in. It just shows, doesn't it? Like his runs he makes.
I can't wait to see him against like Liverpool and Chelsea and Tottenham. I mean, I know they played him in a Charity Shield, but it was his first game. It was a bit of a it's Charity Shield, a bit of a pre-season phase that they're not really asked. But once, a few months into the season, when they're up and running, Liverpool are back, playing well, and you got Haaland against Van Dijk and all that. Can't wait to watch that one.
Yeah, should be a good battle. Bernardo Silva, like the rumours, he's starting.
He's so underrated, isn't he?
And the rumours he's going to Barcelona. I don't know why he wants to go to Barcelona. Maybe obviously does way of life over there, Spain, but they can't get players registered. They've got to take pay cuts, so why want to go there? Why not stay at City and carry on winning?
I think, yeah, as you just said, it must be every player in the world always seems to want to go to Barcelona and Real Madrid. I mean, obviously, because the 2 are the biggest teams in the world anyway, but then obviously Spain, which is either Manchester or Barcelona or Madrid, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But you would, if you're playing week in, week out like he is, he's one of the players that you get picked every week for City, which is not many people. And probably the best team in the world, City, aren't they? Let's be honest. I know they've won the Champions League and all that, but you never see City get beat comfortably. They're always, if they get beat, it's because something they've done. Like against Madrid last season, they got beat because they didn't take the chances away. That's the only reason they got beat. You don't ever beat City comfortably, unless they have an off day or whatever. But they're going to win the Champions League in the next year or 2. They've got to, haven't they? They've got to.
Yeah, I wonder how long Pep would stay. Obviously.
I think he'll stay until he wins the Champions League. I mean, if they win it, definitely I think he might sort of be like, I've done everything I want to do now, so maybe he might go then. But it's where'd you go if you're Pep? Where'd you go after City?
It's got to be another big team because he needs money, doesn't he? To play. Mm-hmm. I would love him to take a challenge to say, look, I've done it all the big clubs, got them playing like this, won this. I want to go to him like a mid-table team with a bit of potential and see if I.
One of them, though. People say this all the time, don't they? Like, he needs money, he needs this, but he's always at big clubs. Like, well, because he's the best manager in the world. Like, why do you need to go to a fucking mid-table club? He's the best. He does spend money, but it's not just the money he spends. The way they play football is just unreal. he took over City when he was like 4th, and he went on to win like what four leagues out of 5 or something for them in like the last few years. And it's again, it's not for me. It's not how we do in the league. It's how good they play football. They just dominate everyone. Everyone they play dominate.
Yeah. So like, I would be interested to see if we can do it with like a project, like a team that's always lurking about. Like I'd say for instance Newcastle. You know, the money's there. Could he get them playing the way he gets City playing? But that's one for debate.
It's possible, obviously, because you look at Graham Potter at Brighton, and their team's not good, but they play some fucking great football, and they're comfortable every year. Not because they've got a good squad, I think they've got a very good squad, but they've got a very good manager who knows how to play football. Like, they went to Old Trafford the other week, and it weren't even close, they just passed them.
Yeah.
Just passing it round and 1-2s in and out. So you think if Graham Potter could do that, Pep Guardiola could do the card, you know what I mean?
You would think so, yeah. Man City fans, keep Silva or let Silva go. I would say keep Silva. I don't even know. Like
when it closes it.
Yeah,
it's one of the best players for them. It's quality.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. You got to keep Silva. Talking point in there, forgot. Did you see the Ederson goal? Where he rolled it out?
Yeah, I don't think it's foul.
That's a goal. He's released the ball for me. The ball's come out of his hand. He's put his foot out and blocked it. Saki saying with Kyrgios with Benzema Champions League final. For me,
yeah, but people talk about that one. That's fine.
Yeah, but yeah, that for me, I don't know what obviously the ref watch is going to say when it comes to Sky Sports, but for me and Luke, definitely that goal should have stood. And Palace always seems to do well against City for some reason.
Who's saying this at footy today, Jamie?
Yeah.
Like, Palace always seems to do well at the Etihad.
Yeah.
For some bizarre reason.
Yeah.
Just one of the teams, just City, just maybe it's psychological with them, I don't know.
Yeah. And City looking vulnerable from set pieces. I think both goals come from set pieces as well, which will be hurting Pep there. Alright, next one. Arsenal 2, Fulham 1. We went pub, didn't we, and watched this one. Normally,
I like Arsenal, mate. I like them.
Normally, Arsenal, when they go 1-0 down there last season, they probably would have folded, but this year, they seem like they're on it. I know, obviously, they haven't really played anyone challenging, but you've got to get the points on the board. And yeah, they went 1-0 down with Misevic. Don't know what Gabriel's doing. We was like, what are you doing in your box there, trying to play like that? But yeah, they come back.
It's a bizarre decision, isn't it? When you're the last man as well, if you lose the ball, they've got a free chance, haven't they? So I don't get clear the ball. You know, I know trying to play all this play out from the back and that, but it's stupidity, innit? You've got the ball in the box and someone's like the last man, just fucking clear it.
Yeah. Especially, I know he's left-footed and the ball wasn't actually out of his feet, but Ramsdale's there. Get the ball back to Ramsdale and he can start it clear from there. But yeah, so what do you think of us at the moment? Obviously, Jesus looks unbelievable for them. Odegaard seems to be coming along nicely now, chipping in.
I think the quality, man, I really like. I've always liked that Teta anyway for obvious reasons because he's boss for Everton, really. But I think he's a good manager. Like he went there, didn't he? He won the FA Cup in his first few months. So now he had terrible season after being very good, was it? And then he started last season poorly, didn't he? But to be fair to Arsenal, he kept with him. He could have easily sacked him after he lost 4 games in a row to start the last season.
Yeah, I think
3 or 4, wasn't it? He could have easily sacked him off then. So you spent 100 mil, and you're not doing any well. But I think he's a good manager. He's building a good young team as well. By the way, those young players in that team like Saka, Jesus, White, Gabriel, Ramsdale, Tierney, all good young players.
Yeah. Do you reckon he's had time now to get the Guardiola effect in? Obviously, being his assistant.
Well, that's it. He's learned off Guardiola, hasn't he? And he sort of picked up that style of player, hasn't he? But I think don't know it's City, obviously. But I think they'll do well. I've picked them to do top 4. I think they will.
Yeah, I have to say at the moment, the only team that actually has got 4 wins on the board. Obviously, they haven't.
We said this today in the pub, didn't we? It'd be interesting to see when they play a good team because, as you said, he's not really played anyone. They haven't played anyone who shouldn't be winning. Do you know what I mean? So when they play like Chelsea, City, Liverpool, Tottenham, it'd be interesting to see how they do then. But I think that the sign of Jesus up front's massive sign for them.
It's been like he's unbelievable, and he's like what.
No, it's quality, absolute quality. Yeah.
I'm looking at Arsenal's fixtures here. They've got Aston Villa, I think the 31st, and then the first test has got United.
That'd be a good game, wouldn't it?
And
they're under a bit of a good spell at the moment, United, aren't they? Seems to turn a corner a bit.
And then obviously they've got us, which that's guaranteed 3 points.
Easy 3 points for them.
But yeah, so even after the United game, they've got obviously Champions League, Europa League starts for them, and then Brentford, and then Tottenham. So they've still got 2 easy games with us and Brentford in between United and Tottenham. So yeah, it's but now the fixtures have been...
It'd be interesting to see what it does with the Europa League, won't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're at, me personally, if I was Arteta, I'd sort of rotate until you get, if you get to the latter stages, then you go for it. But because it's only the Europa League, I want to say, and you want to get top four, you don't want to be wasting fitnesses and potential injuries on like fucking playing Braga or Roma or something. Do you know what I mean? So you'd sort of think you'd rotate, wouldn't you? So concentrate on the league, and then if it gets like this quarters, then you go, okay, we'll give him the chance. Now we'll start putting the big players in, but it'd be interesting to see what it does.
Yeah, because Europa League, they got PSV, Zurich, and then Bodo Glimt.
Yeah, see, them three teams at home, you think you'd be able to rest like, Odegaard and Jesus and, a couple of these players, and they should still be able to steer themselves through. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. That's one of the advantages they got, I suppose, isn't it? I know they say, not being in Europe's an advantage, but I think not being in the Champions League is an advantage if you've got a good enough squad to rotate and rest in the Europa League, which can't really do in the Champions League, can you?
Yeah, they're going to be playing Thursday, Sunday most times now, aren't they? So,
yeah.
So they're going to need. Hopefully, don't get any big injuries that might stop them. But yeah, Arsenal are looking very good at the moment. Move on.
Only team in the league as well, aren't they? 4 wins out of 4, yeah.
Moving on to Brighton. So they beat Leeds 1-0, and going back from we done our picks of the league, I said didn't like Brighton would finish high up just because the way they play football. When I went to watch them, unbelievable. No matter who they play, they were unbelievable. They keep the ball. He hasn't got the best squad. He's got them playing the way he wants, and they're just going quietly doing the job. And Sebastian Gross actually scored a great goal as well. The edge of the box and just fired in.
Weird though, aren't they? They lost Cucurella, they lost Bissouma. Obviously, Mo Pace, we've just signed him as well, and they're still a good team. They're just, I don't know how he does it. He's a great manager, mate. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, I wonder how long they can keep hold of him for.
I'm surprised no one's gone for him already.
Yeah, because the style of football suits.
Do you know what it is, lad? Right, I'm going to be deadly serious. Yeah, it's because he's English, and I'm being deadly serious. If he was fucking Graham Pottino or something, lad, he would have been snapped up by Spurs or something, lad. He would have. He's just got the most boring football name ever, hasn't he? Graham Potter. Fucking like taking him, lad. But if he was fucking Italian or something, mate, he would have been at Spurs or possibly even United before they got Ten Hag. Do you know what I mean?
With Brighton there, if they did a good finish and say he probably gets them into, let's say, Europa League. He probably might have a year Europa League, get some European experience with him. Where would this potentially be his next move?
He's got to go. He's got to go to you look at the top 4 or 5 now. They've all got good managers, haven't they? Who probably aren't going to go. So I don't think he's got anywhere to go. I think this is my opinion, right? I think Steven Gerrard will be the first person to be sacked, and I think Villa go for Graham Potter. And I think 2 things: 1, great move for Villa, and 2, good move for Potter as well, because Villa are a massive club with a very good team, by the way, and they've got money to spend. Some things which Brighton haven't got. So he might, even though Brighton are currently a better team than Villa, but you've got to look at the bigger picture, haven't you? Villa have got a better squad than him. Better everything, better stadium, better fan base, bigger history, money to spend. So I think Villa would be a perfect job for him. And it's the same way. I love Frank Lampard. I don't want him to go. But if Frank Lampard, for whatever reason, did go, I'd hope he go for someone like Graham Potter himself, rather than going, kind of abroad trying to get some manager who's never had a Premier League game in his life. So
I remember we were linked with Potter, and loads of the fan base were saying no. I was baffled about that, because if you watch the way he plays,
I told that it's the name. I'm telling you now. I swear to God, mate, it's the name.
Yeah. I don't think he wanted to come anyway, did he? Because he didn't like the way.
Oh, I'm Johnny with a shit show at me.
Yeah, the ball was literally just sacking everyone left, right, and centre.
I'm surprised Frank Lampard haven't walked off the last few weeks.
Yeah.
He's under pressure, not from the fans, because I think the fans majority do love Frank Lampard, but in the media it's always favoured to be sacked, and it's like, well, he's got no fucking striker. He's playing Anthony Gordon from. He's got 4 goals in his career. What can you do?
So, Brighton fans, if you're watching, we apologise about Potter potentially moving to another club.
We're not saying you just shit, but you've got a very good manager who thinks probably deserves a better team than you, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think we all agree that Potter's probably too good for Brighton, but yeah, fair play. Hopefully, you do get Europa League, because if you do keep doing the way he's doing, then he's fully deserved.
Just another note on Brighton over here, actually, because they sold Ben White, Cucurella, and Bissouma. All 3 players are either signed by Potter or sort of put through a team by Potter, as in he's made them a good player. They paid off all debts with them 3, didn't he? Because he sold them 3 for such big money, they paid off all. So it's stuff like that, you think, Oh, he's come in and done a good job, but he's come in and cleared the debts just because he's made three players like very profitable. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
massive.
And he sold Dan Burn as well, which was a big
Dan Burn
win
as
for
well,
him.
yeah.
Yeah. He's steady up at Newcastle. I think he went to Newcastle because he sports them, doesn't he? I'm sure
He's the hardest left back ever, him, by the way. He's about fucking 9 foot playing at left back.
So yeah, Brighton. Yeah, everyone's enjoying. I enjoy watching your football.
Top 4 as well at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, top 4 at the moment. So you're going well. Great with us United as well. No matter how bad United are.
One thing about Brighton as well, though, is they always have spells where they don't do well for a few games
Yeah.
as well. So they'll probably have a spell coming up where they don't win for 3 or 4 games, but
Yeah.
can't really argue with the start, can you? 4 games, 3 wins. Away at Old Trafford and that as well, so.
Alright, on to Southampton United. So obviously United win 1-0. Bruno Fernandes, what a finish, by the way. Great finish. It was like on the volley side foot, weren't it? Right into the corner. Southampton, it's one of those ones. We've got them down and we should be low finishes in the league.
I just don't think they're a good team. I just don't think they've got a very good players. They've got a few good players, like, Ward-Prowse, obviously, and who else? It's just the team just doesn't
cry out, does it? Like quality.
No. But I mean, it's one of them. They go through stages of playing well, and they have a few bad games, and I think they prioritise signing young players these days. They don't go spend money anymore. They'll go out and spend like 5 to 10 million on a player who's only got like a couple of games. Like they signed some centre mid from City who's like 18 and he's playing every week for them. It's fair play to them. Like that's the model they want to go with, but it's risky, isn't it? It's risky.
But the stats as well for this game, it doesn't show that too bad either. Southampton had 17.
I only watched the first half because you got footed. They didn't play bad. They weren't bad.
They had 17 goal attempts to United's 11. They had 5 on target, United 6. They had 10 shots off goal as well, off target. So it wasn't all plain sailing. It was only 1-0, it's never plain sailing. But he wasn't that far off. United only made over 40 more passes than them in the whole game.
Yeah.
So it looked like
he's that type of manager as well, like Husserl, isn't he? He'll get them playing. He won't just sit back and go out by pressure. He wants them on the front foot, pressing, passing the ball, which fair play to him again. I think he's a decent manager himself, and I'm not saying they got a terrible squad. They haven't, but they've got some good young players as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
They signed that Salas who's got that centre back. I think they've got they signed some German kid called Bella Ketchup or something. I had him on Foot Manager last season, man. He was quality. And that's how when he signed, I thought, I had him on Foot Manager, good him. And I watched him yesterday against United. He was quality, like 19, 20. That, but he was quality, fast, strong, good in the tackle. Should have scored as well first half, by the way. From corner, they come out to him. He's hit over the bar somehow, but he looked good player.
So like looking, obviously we only watched like the first half. Obviously, bit of brilliance from Fernandes for the goal. What do you reckon of United since the Liverpool game? Because the Liverpool game, they absolutely tormented them, didn't they? I think
like they needed to have a response, didn't they? And they've had one.
In that game.
You know, saying before the Liverpool game that these are going to, like, fucking Liverpool fans, wow, we'll beat these easy, these shit, these. Nah, you knew there's going to be some sort of response. Let's be honest. And you know what a big factor is for me? Dropping Maguire. He is absolutely shite, lad. I'm not having anyone who says he's a good player. He's not. He's not a good player. He's too slow to be a centre back. He can't run. And he's not even just this. That's harsh because you don't need to be fast to be a centre back, but he's a dope. He's just a bit dope, isn't he?
His position sense is awful as well when you watch it.
He's on the ball. He just dilly dallies with it. Just like I don't like him. I mean, like you look at that Martinez right against Brentford. He tags him, didn't he? He just pumped the ball up to Tony, and he was. But when he's not up against big, strong strikers, he's perfect for this league because he's quality against Liverpool, and he was quality again yesterday. When he's not like again getting big 6-foot odd strikers leaning on him to win headers, he's not going to win headers because he's only 5-foot odd, isn't he? But I think he's a great little defender. If he was a couple of inches bigger, he'd be one of the best in the world, I think. But it's one of them, isn't it? But if you've got Varane next to him, he knows what he's doing. He can win the headers. Might be a good little partnership brewing there.
Yeah, because I think most teams are going to target him, especially if you go long ball. So it's going to be interesting to see if it's going to be Varane. I don't know how much Varane's going to come over to be next to him. Because obviously they're going to pinpoint it in there, or is Varane going to say you're going to have to get on with it, Mason? I'll try and mop up behind you, or what? It's going to be
big thing for United is keeping Varane fit, though, isn't it? Because he wasn't really fit last season, was he? And as soon as you lose Varane and go back to Maguire, I think it just starts falling down a bit again, doesn't it? I mean, obviously they've got they signed. I mean, look the players they signed over the last few weeks. So you've got the defensive. Obviously, you've got. I think the guy's a good keeper anyway. You've got Varane. If he stays fit with Martinez, that left back from PSV looks, or Feyenoord looks decent as well. I think that lot's a bit average. But then you've got Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno Fernandes centre mid. Mate, is that up there with one of the best midfields in the league? It's not obviously the best, but it's up there, isn't it? You know what I mean? You've got Eriksen and Fernandes who can score and create, and you've got Casemiro does the job there. And he's just signed that kid, Anthony. I've never watched him play, to be fair, but 100 million quid, he must have something about him, mustn't he?
Well, yeah, obviously none of us watch obviously the Dutch leagues, do we? It's got a cliche like FIFA, the cards he gets on FIFA, because what he does, like obviously teams in the week, and that's obviously he must be doing something right. I know he's Brazilian flair. He'll excite the fans with him coming in. Obviously, to be Rashford, maybe.
Got so much pace up front, haven't he? You've got Sancho, Anthony, Rashford, and Martial.
Yeah.
There's 4 players who can run. And then obviously, the big question is Ronaldo going to stay or is he going to go? And who do you play up front moving forward? But if you say for example, you have Ronaldo rearing to go, and then you've got Sancho and Anthony either side of him, you know, they'll score goals, won't they? And then you've got behind them, Fernandes, and Eriksen creating the chances, and then you've got Casemiro just sitting. So they've got potential to be a good team this season. It's just, it's a lot of factors, isn't it?
Yeah. It's strange that Ronaldo's been out of the team and United have performed in both games. Fernandes seems to play better without him.
Yeah, he does. His stats with him without him is madness, isn't it?
It's strange. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think the deadline's Thursday, isn't it? So
Thursday, yeah.
See what happens, but as we spoke before, I don't think people are going to pay Ronaldo's wages.
No, don't know. I think he'd go if someone comes. Any club in the Champions League comes, he'll go because he wants to. As I said to you today, I think he wants to break the Champions League record, doesn't he? Well, he's already broken, but I think he wants to keep on. He wants not Messi to catch it. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
I know.
but not one in world football is going to pay him £500 a week. And say for example, some team, say Atletico Madrid come in, and when we give it £100 a week, he's not going to go for. He's going to still want, you know, big money, isn't he? He's not going to drop his wages to like a normal wage. He's still going to want £500 a week.
Yeah, I'd say with the PSG, Messi will at least get 6 games there in the group stage. So
you mean the team you'd expect him to do well, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So United are slowly working their way up. I think this the first game week the big top 6 win. First time.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, it is. Chelsea won as well, didn't he? So it's top 5 there, isn't it?
Alright, moving on then. We're on to obviously Brentford and Everton. I watched the extended highlights. I'm with yourself on this one. We were so lucky to walk away with points out of that game. So
3 times the post, didn't he? 3 times.
Yeah, they had 20 shots on our goal.
The thing is, it's frustrating because when you because we play football, by the way, lads. So obviously we didn't watch the game, but I was on the wing, and every time something happened, I was going, "What's Everton still 1-0? Everton still 1-0." But then when the match finished, we went into the changes, and I was watching on my phone. And at the time, because you're winning and you concede in the last 10 minutes, you're so frustrated, aren't you? But I would have taken a play before the game, 100%.
Yeah.
And then now you've watched back the full highlights, you think, fucking hell, we're lucky to get a point there, weren't we?
I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. The look that we rode, even with the one with the end of the bar, it's Pickford on the end.
Yeah, it's mad.
And stays out. That normally they normally go in. I was just very surprised.
I said to someone today, our season starts now. I know it sounds probably cliche, but we've got a striker now. So I think, as much as I like Lampard, he's had an excuse the last 4 games to not have the striker, not had nothing to work with. But now he's got a striker, and he still can't win. Then his question's going to be asked of him. Do you know what I mean? Like, again, I love him, and I want him to stay. I hope he does well. But you know, if you're 10 games in the season, you haven't won a game, then as much as like someone, you need to be questioned, don't you? And say, well, why can't you win games?
Yeah.
So I think now we have got a striker, and Calvert-Lewin's back soon as well. By the way, he's back in training, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
he's ahead of schedule. He's back in training. So
I do say one thing though. I don't like the back 5. Me don't like it.
Do you reckon he should?
The reason I don't like it is because he hasn't got the full-backs to do it. I think Pat's on the right wing. He can get up and down, but Michalenko is not a wing-back lad. He cannot get forward. Yeah. So if you're playing 5 at the back, you need 2 full-backs who can get forward and get back. Patson's alright for it. Michalenko, no.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he does when he has got a full fit squad. Because obviously,
I think right. I think he's waiting for Garner Gay to come in. So Garner Gay comes in, he's the buffer, isn't he? he makes over back five basically, doesn't he, when he haven't got the ball.
Yeah.
So if we get Garner Gay in, which I can't believe it's not been done yet, by the way, because it's been a month now.
It's PSG and they're holding on to something.
Yeah, so he wants severance pay, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He wants, because he's not going to get paid as much at Everton he is at PSG, so he wants like a greedy. It is.
Yeah.
You don't need the money, but whatever, different story. But if once we get Garner Gay in, which I do think will happen, by the way, he'll go back four at the back and he'll have Garner Gay, Unana, and Iwobi midfield three, I think, and then being set to see plays in the wing, won't he? But I think he'll go back to a back four, yeah.
Yeah, because the Corey's still got to come in there, so he's got a big challenge ahead because he's going to knock.
I don't want him. If you get Garner Gay in, I don't like Corey. Doesn't do enough for me.
Yeah, got him when he
runs round, he tries hard, runs round, but he can't pass the ball, lad, can he?
No, his passing
He's
is quite
crab, isn't he?
Yeah, it is quite poor. Anthony Gordon obviously being everywhere in the news. We all said 60 mil, we'll take him down. Fine, I think every.
Have you seen the late stuff, by the way? I don't know what.
Yeah, 25 mil,
true, is
players.
It? But mate, come on. Mate, if I was Frank Lampard, I'd be outside his door fucking beeping you on. Hey, Gordon, we're going to London, let's go. Look at 25 mil plus Brozer plus Gallagher. Fuck me, mate.
It is like, does that goal add extra money onto him?
I mean, yeah, possibly, because everyone's taking the piss out of him, isn't they? Saying he can't finish, he can't do this. Which last season, he scored 4 goals and 3 of them were deflected. He only scored 1 goal last season from, like, a goal. Yeah. So he was good finisher, though, by the way. He went through 1 goal and finished it well, to be fair. So, if he adds goals to his game and assists, then who's to say he can't be a £60 million player? Because he's got the work rate of a top player. He can beat a man. He's fast as well, but his final product's awful, which it was last season, to be fair. But if he can add goals and assists to his game, then he can. Yeah. I don't see why he can't be a good player. But at the moment, for me, the money what's being already been offered, even a 60 million quid or 50, whatever it was, 40, 50 million, it should have been just sold them that.
Yeah, the one argument that we've got, obviously, the Gordon is his first season, full season was last season wearing for us, and we were down in the dumps. So he felt like a bit more responsibility. Like, I'm Evertonian, I need to try and drag them out, basically out the shit.
But my point is, Bulbed, I agree with what you're saying, by the way, but we're still at the stage where we're going to be down in the dumps again.
Yeah. 100%.
So we need to have someone who's potentially a good player, or 2 good players we could get for the money we've got in for him. I think it's a no-brainer, and it's not against Anthony Gordon. I like the lad. He's one of the only players who do like it ever at the moment, and I do think he's one of our better players as well. But when you can potentially go out and sign 2 players who go straight into the team and do well now, as well as someone who might do well, I think we should sell him. But I don't think we will now, by the way. I think it's too late now. I don't think we will sell.
I think it's too late. But back a bigger picture of it, like with the 7 subs now, you look at the 5 subs can come on. You look at it, don't you? Look at our bench and go, we can't really bring anyone on. Where even like the lower end teams, you look and go, right, you can change a game, you can change a game, you can change a game, and we look at ours and go.
Our sub is just centre mids and defenders. We've got no one to be like. I was looking at Fleetwood. We played Fleetwood today, didn't we? And we had Rondon who's starting. Who I'd like to never see him in Everton shirts again because he's that bad. But on the bench there was none. There was literally no one. There was just defenders and centre mids. There's no one to bring on. Yeah. It's just awful. Yeah. And it was Sam Mopay now and Calvert-Lewin's back, but I still think we need another winger who can come in and start games, because I don't think McNeil's a good player. It's only early doors, and I think he needs a striker to aim at, because he'll get a good ball in, won't he? But at the moment, he's not done well for me.
Yeah. So your prediction's not looking very good for Everton, is it, for what you have for start?
Hey, I did say though, didn't I say, if we get Garner Gay in a striker, and we haven't got any of them in yet, so.
Yeah. I did miss out a team, a game. So we go back to them for Saturday. Chelsea 2, Leicester 1. Going back from our picks, I had Leicester down there to struggle, and they're sitting bottom of the league with 1 point. I said no players coming in, players are going out, they're going to struggle, and it's clearly showing that way. Chelsea went down to 10 men. Gallagher, I don't know what he was doing. Booked early on and then do that is just criminal. But then they even still could win the game 2-1, unless they don't really push them that much.
Yeah, like, it's one of them. It must be an hard season for the whole team, the fan base, because they just got to the point where they just went, we're not signing anyone now. We need to balance the books, because he spent a bit of money the last few years, haven't he? And he's like sort of nearly got there, but haven't quite got there. So I think that's the point now. It's just like, I think they're going to try and start again, sort of thing, because Tielemans is going to go. Vardy's getting on a bit. Just sort of Michael, who's the captain. Fafana's gone. Fafana's gone, yeah. So I think they're just at the point where they're just like, right, we're gonna have a year off, see who we sell, and we'll start again next year. I think that's what I think they're gonna do anyway.
Yeah, because we were saying,
I don't think they're gonna go down. By the way, they'll be like, they'll still be mid. I think they still got a good team. I think they'll be mid-table.
Because we were saying, did Schmeichel see the bigger picture, and that's why he left? Because you captain the club, playing the Prem, you've won the Prem, and you're going for the mill.
Yeah, I think it's just he went to Nice, didn't he? South of France.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's captain. He's won the league. He's won the FA Cup. He's getting on a bit. Why not just go and enjoy the last few years of your career in somewhere like South of France, mate? Just I don't. Weird move for Leicester. I don't see why they'd let him go, because the backup keeper that ball is not good, is he? Yeah. But from Schmeichel's point of view, I get it.
Yeah, and obviously Vardy, Vardy on goals, don't they? And he had a couple of chances, and one of them he went round the keeper and didn't even hit the target into the side netting. Like, is he now slowly just deteriorating, just becoming like just a normal striker that you don't have to worry about anymore?
It's just, I think he's inconsistent, as in he can't really stay fit for a long period of games anymore. And I still think he'd score a chance if you give him a chance. I don't think he's like blusterous and he's not good anymore. I just don't think he's fitter than he was like when they won the league, and he was every game he was 90 minutes running around like a madman. But now he's not. He's picking up little injuries and.
Yeah,
I think they'd be alright. I just think it's going to be a season for them where it's just like a write-off. Like they won't do anything. They won't be involved in a relegation battle, but I don't think they'll be up to the top to be involved in a European fight as well. The only hope they can have for a decent season is a cup run. I think that's what he can maybe, because I still think they got a good team, and they can still beat most teams on the day, at home if you have a good game. So I think a good little cup run would be alright for Leicester.
The main player that got a hope on is Harvey Barnes. Obviously, he got the goal, didn't he? Great finish as well. But look at obviously Leicester with Fafana gone, Schmeichel gone, Tillman potentially going. There's a spine broke already.
Yeah.
And then you've got Vardy that can't keep fit.
They've got a. Did I have a bit of Everton in them? As in, they've got a team of players who don't really stay fit very often. Like, they've got that Pereira at right back, who's on his day, he's one of the best right backs in the league, but he's always injured. And Didi, always injured. I'd love to see his stats in the last few years. I don't think he was playing. He must be playing in 20-25 games. He's missing 10-15 games every season in Didi. And is he one of the best centre defensive mids in the league? He probably is, but he can't stay fit. You got Castagna, another player, can't stay fit. Vardy can't stay fit. He's got loads of good players who can't stay fit.
Who do you reckon goes first, Rodgers or Gerrard?
I don't think Rodgers will go, unless he walks. I don't think they'll sack him. Can't sack him. He's done well there, won the cup. He hasn't signed anyone. He's selling the best players. Unless they're in relegation battle, no. I think Gerrard will go. I think Gerrard's going to be the first one to go himself.
It'd be interesting to see, because I don't know if it is correct. People can put down in the comments. Is Fafana going for like 90 mil? Is that what I'm seeing?
Going big money, innit? Big.
90
be interesting to see if they sign as well, by the way, to replace him.
That's what I mean. Like, how much is Leicester going to give him back and say, right, out of that 90, we'll give you 50. But you've only got 4 days to go and work your magic and get what you need. And
I think what that is as well is if they sell Fafana now, anyone they're going to go for is going to be like, well, you've got money, you need a centre back, double the price, innit? It is what it is. That's the one thing why managers hate selling people late on, because the team's got you over a barrel trying to replace them.
Yeah. Chelsea, obviously Sterling got off the mark, didn't he? 2 goals. One of them was a great finish, and one was what we've seen do at City for many, many years. Ball comes in the box and he's just there to tap it in. What do you think, obviously, Chelsea? Because obviously we played them. We thought we should have beat them.
Yeah, Calvert-Lewin playing, I think we would have beat them, mate.
Leeds slapped them. Literally just take them apart. And then 10 men, they go and win. It's just, what's going on with Chelsea?
I think they're missing a striker. That's why I never put them to get top 4. I don't think they've got a striker. Well, they haven't, have they? I know they're getting a Aubameyang back, but Aubameyang's had his day, hasn't he? He was good 4 or 5 years ago, but not anymore. 33 now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Not for me.
Going back on what we see from the Arsenal, or if you watch the Arsenal documentary, his attitude.
He's belling, didn't he?
It's just, yeah.
Thing is with Chelsea, mate, the owner's come in and he's willing to spend money. He's spent like £50 million on Cucurella, Sterling some money. Who's the centre back they signed? Signed centre back with money, didn't he? Koulibaly, yeah, forgetting for Fafana in. All these players coming in, they've loaned out Lukaku and you haven't signed a number 9. Why? If they would have signed a top class number 9, I would have picked them to get top 4, but
And then
I don't think they're scoring enough goals.
Sweden, they're putting all effort on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry, yeah, and they're trying to buy Andy Gordon as well. They've got loads of wingers in the team, but they haven't got a striker.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting with that back. Because they play back five, don't they? Because obviously they've got Reece James playing there now, Loftus-Cheek playing right wing back.
The thing is, lad, right? They've got. And I've saying before about back five and having needing wing backs. They've got Reece James and then Chilwell or Cucurella just had two fullbacks who get up and down all day long. Yeah. That's why they can play it. So same with Spurs as well, innit? They've got wing backs who can get up and down all day. So you need the players to play the system, and we haven't got the players to play the system, but they have. Reece James quality, by the way. I think he's best in strength. I've said this so long. It's again different eye with different day, but I think he's all rounded, and he can defend.
Because at the moment he's playing right centre back and he Loftus-Cheek. So when Fofana comes in, it'll be Fofana, Silva, Koulibaly, and then Cucurella and James. That's a tough.
Good team, innit? Goalkeeper as well.
Yeah. Well, when he's not fucking doing Cruyff turns in his box and that, yeah. But yeah, so Chelsea.
It's just me. They haven't got goals. They have got goals, but they haven't got a number 9 to just. And they've got Brozier, haven't he? But he's not. He hasn't started the game, has he? He tells you how much they rate him. They don't really rate him, do they? Yeah. So.
Do you think after what Conor Gallagher done this weekend, do you reckon Tuchel's like, you know what time?
100%, mate. He's had 2 games now and he's been terrible in both of them. He was awful against Leeds and he got sent off in the first half. Tuchel will not be bothered about losing him. So that offer where they've apparently said 25 mil plus Gallagher plus Brozier, for me, I think that's an absolutely insane offer. But from Tuchel, I don't see why. I think he'd be happy to sanction that off.
Yeah, I'd be very happy if we get Gallagher over the line, like.
No, yeah, mate, that's a good deal. If you get them 2 players and you've got Brozier up front, Gallagher for another option in midfield, and you've got 25 mil to go and sign a winger then.
Yeah, and obviously Garnagay coming in. So let's just see what happens in the next 4 days. We all know what it's like. I'll be sitting there with all my coffee and my food, sitting there like a little kid. Nothing happening as always. Let's go to the Finch Farm. Not on the FCB Podcast, oh fuck's sake. But yeah, it's one of them, innit? Right, Sunday. We'll start with Forest 0, Spurs 2. Watching it, Forest is always going to be a tough game to go and play against at their ground. Fans are loving it, they're up for it. Forest chase you down, but when they do kind of high attack, especially with the front 3 Spurs have, they were out. They were beat the press, in, goal, Kane, finished.
This might sound very bitter of me because they spent loads of money, but I've not been impressed with them whatsoever. You know, every game I've watched them, I just don't think they've been that good. Like, yes, Spurs didn't bash them, but Spurs won comfortably in the end. I don't think it was ever in doubt. I think we battered Forest, by the way. We just didn't have a striker. I think they were lucky to get a point in that game. If we had any striker, I think we would have won that game. And then West Ham battered them, missed the penalty. So, I mean, yeah, that's it. I think they signed too many people. They signed too many. They stay up. That's all they're asking for. But they just changed the whole team, and I mean, look at the squad yesterday. Still haven't got the best team. They spent loads of money on loads of different players, but they signed quantity over quality, I think.
Yeah, Finn's getting things.
Jesse Lingard on 150 grand a week, whatever he's on. Terrible. He's been awful, lad. He's been awful for
1 year. He's just seeing as he probably potentially sees him going down. So when he plays Forest,
he's getting subbed off every game as well, in bad way. Yeah. See, it's one of them. They're having to play him because he's on 150 grand a week, but I don't think he's particularly happy with how he's playing because he keeps throwing him off every game.
Yeah.
Like that, Brennan Johnson's been better than Lingard, and now you've got Dennis, who's just signed. Is it going to be a point where Lingard's not even going to start playing every week?
Yeah. But they've got justified that 150k, haven't they? Yeah, so at home, Forest are going to be that team where the fans are going to get pushed them forward, they're going to get exposed like they did. Kane finally gets off.
Like a bit like Leeds, isn't it? It's a bit like Leeds. The way the fans are up for it. Boss fans, boss atmosphere, but atmospheres don't win your games all the time. Even your game and that, but
Kane off the mark, great finish. Misses his pen.
Fucking great, isn't he?
Which was a great save.
Yeah, you know what, right? I knew he was going to miss this because he said something like, he scored his last 21 penalties, he always puts them away, and then he just missed it. You're like, it's commentator's case, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And then his second goal, obviously, Richarlison's
What a ball by Richie, man.
His ball was...
Oh, I miss him, lad. I fucking miss that fella, you know.
Ball was and that was just him chasing a dead ball. He had no right to win it. If the ball was dead and he runs, knocks him off the ball, whips it outside his right foot, and Kane's there. But the big talking point was obviously the skill he done, didn't he? Wow.
Mate, the best thing about the game was Carragher fuming about it. So Carragher, you was shit and you couldn't do keep you up, lad.
That it is rubbing salt in the wound, and he's just come off the bench, and he just.
Thing is, how Richie, lad, he is that player who, when he's at your team, you absolutely love him, and every other player hates him.
Yeah.
So I was reading like the Spurs forum yesterday, and they fucking love him. They absolutely love him. They call him the ultimate shithouse. We've missed a player. We've needed to play this for years. They love him because when you're playing for you, he does things what you want him to do. But then he's winding teams up. Like he could have got a player sent off for Forest yesterday just by winding him up. And when you're an outside, you think, he's belling, but is he? He's winding teams up, getting them potentially sent off and stuff. So he's a good player, lad. Great player.
I see him as a perfect Conte player because Conte's that looks like that.
Yeah, 100%, lad.
He'll wind you like
Heart on your sleeve, 100% that effort all game, 100%, lad.
Same as like the Tuchel thing, where he like the arguments kicking off. That's what Charlton brings.
Yeah, defo.
It's one of those players down the dumps. He'll do something that gets everyone fucking going, and then kickstarts the team. But yeah, it was interesting. It was just horrible seeing him in Tottenham shirt because
it's not nice. It's not right, is it?
Yeah, so Spurs going comfortably, aren't they? I think they're just fuming Arsenal above them. But yeah, Spurs plodding along nicely. Wolves and Newcastle 1-1. Probably two of the best goals I've probably seen this season already. Alan, I'd take Maxman, take a bow, mate.
Good player, mate. I think he's a good player, mate.
Of all the stuff he does with his flair and like sometimes his end product with the crosses, you're like, oh, you've got so much ability, you can put that in. And then he goes and does that with like out of nowhere. Just nowhere. So for Newcastle, what have you seen from Newcastle so far?
I don't know. It's hard to judge them. I think they've spent well because I thought I said this last time. I thought they were going to go and just say we'll have you, but they haven't. They've done it well. What they do is always as good is if they offer somebody and they demand silly money, they tell them to fuck off, which is a good thing to do because every time you sign someone, you're going to be like, he's on this, I want this. So, but I don't know. They've been alright. They've looked alright. I didn't think they looked particularly good yesterday. I think Wolves dominated yesterday. I think Wolves would be unlucky. Well, not happy to them in the game yesterday because I thought Wolves played well. But Newcastle at home, I think Newcastle will do well at home. They'll beat most teams, but they haven't looked particularly good away. So I don't know.
Go from that.
But they were missing players yesterday, weren't they? They had no Callum Wilson yesterday, and that Isaac hasn't signed yet, and then Bruno Guimaraes was out as well. So it's three best players in it yesterday. So
the stats from their game yesterday was Newcastle had 64% of the ball. They had 21 attempts at goal, 6 on target, 4 off target. It's that 458 passes to Wolves, 265.
I don't say this is going to get slated. This I don't pay attention to like possession stats. To me, Martinez used to play every game under Martinez. We'd have 60% possession, lad. But when it's all around the back four, and I don't think they created that much yesterday. I know they're saying they had 16 shots, but I thought Wolves would be fuming to them in the game on the balance of play. They think Wolves had the better chances, but they went 2-0 up as well, Wolves, didn't they? But they got disallowed in the end, didn't they? It definitely was a foul, to be fair. Like, I'm not saying it wasn't a foul, but Wolves look like they the blowers, aren't they? They got 2 points as well, yeah. So
they had 6 shots on target. Newcastle to the Wolves 4 with Callum Wilson, and they probably might take some of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they had Wilson, I think they would have won the game, and Bruno Guimaraes was a good big miss as well because he did Longstaff centre mid, didn't he?
Yeah.
Go from Bruno Guimaraes to Matty Longstaff, lads. It's a big drop, innit?
Newcastle currently sitting 7th as well, so that's a good start for them.
3 draws and a win, innit? Yeah, 3 draws and a win.
Obviously beat Forest 2-0. Drew with Brighton away, which obviously Brighton, we all know. Played a lovely the City game. It was a great game, that. Literally.
Yeah, could have won that, couldn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like the first 5 minutes, thought, here we go. City going, but yeah, they dragged themselves out of that one. And then yesterday's draw, so Newcastle, yeah, they're doing alright, and obviously Wolves, they got to keep all the Neves, don't they? Got to keep all the Neves.
I think he's going to stay now. He said yesterday, and he's 99% sure he's going to stay. So I don't think if Liverpool will go, I think they'll go for Tielemans. Liverpool, I think that's who they go for.
Yeah,
it's just an easy option to get. He wants to go. They'll want to sell him because he's got a year left, and he's a good player. Makes sense all around to just go and get Tielemans, doesn't it?
Yeah, and Neves been given the armband as well now, hasn't he? So.
Yeah,
and he always scores worldies.
Doesn't score goals, does he?
No, it literally is just worldies. But yeah, they sit in the bottom 3 with us and Leicester. I think I had them down to do well as well this season, but yeah, it hasn't gone to plan. And the final game of the week was obviously Villa 0, West Ham 1. It was quite a boring game, to be honest. Flicking through both of them, wasn't really much
He's booed off, weren't he? Gerrard booed off at the game.
Was he booed off, was he?
Yeah, booed off at the end of the game, yeah. Well, not saying just him, but the team in general booed off, yeah.
So it's weird because Diego Carlos is out for how long? Is he out for 4 to 5 months, is he?
He's got a few months in it, yeah.
Yeah, so not going to see him until like January if you're lucky, then you've got to try and get him fit again to get back to performing. He's brought Coutinho in, we haven't heard much of him from these 4 games. Bailey, the odd assist maybe I think he's got. Hasn't really.
Yeah, he signed last season, but he's just done nothing, has he? He's just done nothing. He had injury problems last season, but you expect more from him, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and like West Ham, they hadn't even scored a goal all season at the moment, sit bottom. They were sitting bottom, weren't they? And then the goal was massively deflected as well.
Yeah, it deflected over the keeper, didn't it?
Yeah, massively deflected. I know Villa had the goal ruled off from the corner, which the ball did swing out of play and they scored from it, but other than that, you do with the money that Gerrard spend and why them.
Well, that's the one big gripe I've got this season. You know, it seems to be like Lampard, Gerrard, the 2 managers everyone's slating, saying they're both terrible. I think it's unfair to compare them because Gerrard's got a full fit team. He's had loads of money to spend. Whereas Lampard's handed tied. He's got no. He's been here since what, January last season. Say he's had like 25 league games. I think he's had a striker in 5 of them. Like Jemmy though. Last season, because I'm not counting on a striker by the way, because I don't think he's a good. He's not though. Let's be honest, he's not a Premier League player. No. So I think for like 10%, 15% of the games he's had a striker, he's just had to sell his best player in Richarlison, and he hasn't been able to replace him properly. So I don't think you can. I think it's unfair. The difference is, by the way, is Everton fans majority do want Lampard to stay and do well, whereas Steven Gerrard, he's lost the players already, and he's lost the fans already.
Yeah, and I think he might have lost the dressing room with the Mings situation.
And that's why I think he's lost the fans as well, because they like Mings, don't they? He come up with them in the Championship, he was captain, and it's not just the way he's done it, he's just slates them, absolutely slates them, money. And I don't like Mings, I think he's a bad player, but I think the way he's handled it's just been a bit ruthless on it. Like, you're shit, and that's why you're not playing, you're not captain anymore because you're shit. So
yeah, and like, we say compare Lampard, Gerrard's not to come in and rebuild, basically get rid of deadwood.
Rebuild a team who's won 1 game of 14. He'd take over the team who, I mean, they weren't doing well, was they? But he was safe, comfortable.
Yeah. Lampard had to come in, and the amount of players had to ship out. On top
the amount of bad players in our team, the squad, and bad eggs, bad players, low confidence, everything, lad.
Yeah. And that's why we wanted the striker, he had to focus on obviously making us hard to beat first, and obviously go for defence. Sort out the midfield, get the legs back in the midfield, and then now finally we got the striker in. But yeah, for me, to Rodgers or Gerrard, probably Gerrard, I reckon if Rodgers doesn't get the money to spend on these deals, I reckon he might walk and say, I can't do nothing with this team.
Yeah,
with agent, with
I don't think like anyone's gonna walk, and to be honest with you, I don't think anyone should be sacked unless, like, I don't think Gerrard should be sacked unless, like, the rock bottom and you haven't won a game in, like, 7, 8, 9. But if he, like, you know, if he's, like, 15th, 14th, and I think he should give him, like, a few months, to be fair. But I don't think he will. I think he'll just say, like, we give you money, and it's been a year now. You know, because he come in, like, 3 times Lampard, didn't he, I suppose? So he gets, like, December, and it's still, like, 15th. I think they'd be like, you've had your chance now, mate, and it's not working out. The players aren't behind you, the fans aren't behind you. Time to go, innit?
Yeah. So that was the Premier League roundup, and obviously we've got games starting tomorrow, haven't we? Because obviously the games go thick and fast because those got the game.
Yeah, back on tomorrow, yeah.
So just some of the fixtures that we've got. So tomorrow, I think tomorrow's the 30th, is it? I think it's the 30th tomorrow, is it?
30th tomorrow, yeah.
So we've got Fulham, Brighton, which potentially Fulham aren't doing that bad, you know.
Fulham being alright, mate. Fulham got solid, haven't he? And Mitrovic is doing well, so.
Yeah, which I actually said he wouldn't score any goals. Yeah, so
yeah. Well, it's just we all said to me in the podcast, like, if Mitrovic plays well, they can stay up, and we were just saying whether he does or not, and he started well, and so if they stay up, I think it'll be down, not just down to him, but it'll be a big factor, won't it?
Yeah. So what are we going for that game? Fulham, Brighton. Who do you reckon?
I'm gonna say Fulham. You know.
Fulham. I reckon it'll be a draw.
Yeah.
Draw. Next one that's coming up is Palace, Brentford. I like the way Palace play. I like
Vieira. I like Palace. I like the players. I like that Eze. I think Eze's quality. Zaha's quality. Anderson, Gaye's back quality. I'll go Palace, mate.
Yeah. it's going to be an open game because that's how both teams play. It's just going to be the battle of the wingers, the front three of each team. Well, I would say Palace would edge that one. Southampton, Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Southampton are the best. Chelsea should get that over the line, but with no striker, you don't know. Then Leeds, Everton. Do we really have to?
Well, I'm going to say Leeds.
Yeah, Mopé's going to be in, isn't he? Did we get any?
I said to you earlier on, I think we can start judging Lampard Klopp, you know.
Yeah.
Because I've said it 100 times, I do like Lampard, but if he doesn't get the results when he's got no, I don't think he's got excuses anymore when he's got strikers in now. I still think he's been let down badly by the transfers because I don't think we've done enough. But I think we've signed good people at the back. Now we've got a striker in. I think he needs to start picking up results now.
Yeah, like normally
he's only won one away game since he's come in January, so it needs to prove, doesn't it?
Like normally you go take a point at Leeds, but I think in these games the ones we should be winning.
We can't. Yeah, as nail on the head, we can't go to every away game going to take a point. Yeah. We need to start winning. We can't go. You know, we don't. If we say to say 5, 6, 7 teams to take a point there and then we lose the rest, you can't stay up. We get like 5, 10 points away from home. You need to get like 3, 4, 5 wins, don't you?
Yeah. I'll go for a 1-11. That's just going.
I think it's going to be 1-0 either way. I think it'll be like a close game either way. Yeah.
Bournemouth, Wolves, both. Both
I think draw. I think it'll be a draw, but maybe Wolves might edge you.
Yeah, I go with that one. Arsenal, Villa. This could put Gerrard in a bit of a sticky situation because Arsenal should batter them.
Yeah, I don't know. Logic says Arsenal, doesn't it?
Yeah, but Arsenal at home. They should do. It just depends on what man's going to do for squad rotation. Because obviously, got the game on the weekend as well, so that's got to take into play. City, Forest.
That's City 1-20 at home. That's what I'm mad, isn't it? 1-20. Yeah, City. I think City will be comfortable.
Yeah, 4-5-0. West Ham, Tottenham's going to be interesting because obviously it's a derby.
These are the type of games that David Moyes does well in. Little scrappy 1-0 wins, doesn't it? But I just think Tottenham under Conte are a different team, like just different animal. Yeah. He's not the manager who lets them go to teams and goes like, points where, because Tottenham historically would go to these type of games and lose and be like, Tottenham innit. Yeah. But under Conte, it's a different team, different animal. So I'm saying Tottenham.
I'm going with Tottenham with this one. Liverpool, Newcastle's a bit of an interesting one because Newcastle hasn't pushovers anymore.
Nah, I'd still say Liverpool comfortably. I think Newcastle at home and Newcastle away, 2 different teams as well. So I think Liverpool turn them over 3-0 maybe.
We expect Liverpool to win. I think everyone will say Liverpool to win, but don't think that'll be as easy as people may think how to be.
Depends who's back. If Callum Wilson's back and Bruno's back, then it'd be different. But if they're missing again, you've got Matthew Longstaff centre mid and that, Chris Wood up front, Liverpool all day.
Yeah. And the final game of this game week would be Leicester Man United. We don't know what's going to be happening there. It's an interesting one. Man United a bit of form. 2 wins are 2 the last. Leicester.
I think they draw me. Night game at Leicester, need something, don't they? Might be up for it a bit.
They badly need something. So obviously, if say us and someone also will pick up a result, Leicester sit still on 1 point. They could start thinking, oh God, got 2 days to win. Well, no, the window closes that day.
Thing is as well, though, to be fair to Leicester, is even if they get beat, they've had 5 games, they've had Arsenal away, Chelsea away, and United.
Yeah.
So it's not like they've played. I mean, they've had 2 home games which you think they should have won, but they've had some hard away games, haven't they?
Yeah. The interesting one for that one is the window be shut.
So it's that day, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so they have to get the work in there to get that game. But yeah, that is the fixtures, and then we could potentially be back on Thursday to go through the results, and then obviously we all know what's coming up on Saturday, which I think every Blue's not looking forward to.
Looking at mate, I'm looking at our fixtures coming up. Oh, we need to win some games as well.
Yeah, our fixtures do not look nice.
Mate, we're going to be bottom by Christmas again, us.
But yeah, that is the end of the show. As always, thank you for Luke for joining us on the desk, and thank you all for tuning in. Leave any comments below if you don't agree with anything, or you do agree with some of the things that we said about the weekend results and who we think's going to win this game week. And as always, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like and turn notifications bell on, and all our social media details will be in the description. So until next podcast, when Ian Imi Harden returns, peace.